Hey guys, welcome back. And today we look into another version of lookup function, that is HLOOKUP. HLOOKUP. It works in the similar way. Uh, However, there is a small difference as compared to what VLOOKUP does. So HLOOKUP, just to give you a background, it is a part of lookup and reference functions, or array functions, you can say. The abbreviation HLOOKUP that I'm talking about stands for horizontal lookup. So the H in the lookup, this H in the lookup stands for horizontal lookup. It starts with the syntax starts with HLOOKUP. Then you have the lookup value. Now you'll see that there is a similarity between what we have seen in VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So the entire conditions or arguments are similar. Okay, so let me copy paste these conditions for or the arguments for HLOOKUP as well. So you have the lookup value. So that is the first row within the table array. I'll show you what it means. Yeah. So it has the lookup value. Then you have the table of array which we need to search for. So it specifies the range of table from where the value has to be searched. Yeah. And sorry, and the lookup value which we have specified here has to be the first row. In VLOOKUP, we had it as the first column. So the lookup value has to be in the first row of the table of array. Yeah. And this, instead of column number, we'll have the row number, since we are doing a horizontal lookup. Lastly, the range lookup, which is a logical value. I'll just specify it as logical value, which is either true or false. As I told you, false would be for exact match, and true would be for approximate match. Yeah. So if the range lookup is skipped, an appropriate match is retrieved. So you do not need to worry about it. So this is if I skip this, it will automatically still give me a value based on the best case. Okay. So let me just take the same example, but how, no, let me just extend this example. Suppose I have multiple sales. So I have sales for multiple month. So I'll just insert three columns. So I'll say sales. So I'll insert two more columns here. I'll add sales for Jan. Then we have sales for Feb. And we have sales for March. Okay, I'll just keep it for 3 months as of now for our reference purpose. Yeah. And I'll just take any values random between 500 to 5,000. Okay. I'll just drag this across for everyone. Yeah. I'll just copy paste everything. Yeah. So I have all these values being pasted now. I'll just remove this particular thing that I already had in my file. Okay, I have selected something here. Let me make it to 80. Okay. So HLOOKUP looks up a value in a horizontal fashion. So it will look up for value in a horizontal way in terms of row. So let's use the syntax first, and then we'll get into the exact reference. So let me have the HLOOKUP to be done on the month of for the month of Jan. Yeah, I want to look up sales for the month of Jan. Okay, so let's do that. So I have is equal to HLOOKUP. Let me put it here. HLOOKUP, and I have the open bracket. Put it properly. Is equal to HLOOKUP, open brackets. Then I select the value. Let me keep it empty as of now. Then I select the range from where I want to look up the values. Yeah. Or let me have it this way. ID. Okay. I have selected this. Now I need to provide the row index. So suppose I want the value for the row fifth. So I'll just add or the ID 5. So I'll add the row as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And for exact match, I'll add 0, which is a false. So you find NA because I haven't specified any month. So I need to specify the month since HLOOKUP looks up in this fashion, like from up to down. Yeah. So Jan, I would select Jan and sales for Jan. You can see here, I'm able to find 1800, which is for the fifth ID, which is ID number 5. The Jan cell was 1800. Similarly, what I can do is I can have a data validation here. I would say data validation. I would put a list and I would select this entire thing to be as the value for my data. Why I'm doing this, I'll show you. Okay. Now I have a drop down here from where I can select months. Yeah. So this month, if I select Feb, does you see the value changing here? So here for 5, which we have selected earlier, you can see the value getting changed every time. So as soon as I keep on changing this lookup value, which is being referenced in my array, that is table array, it is making the changes accordingly. Yeah. So horizontal lookup looks up for a value within a particular table array, but in a horizontal manner, and it looks up for a value in the form of rows. In previous VLOOKUP, we search for value in columns, whereas horizontal lookup looks for the rows. Yeah, that's why it is called as horizontal lookup. Yeah, so the lookup value, the first value should be in the first row of the table array that we are going to select. In VLOOKUP, we had it in the first column. HLOOKUP will have it in the first row. Yeah. Similarly, if I create anything which is out of range, so if I try to reference a value which is out of range, suppose there are 19 rows in the table. If I reference 21st row, it will give me a reference error. Yeah. Even if I specify any lookup value which is not available within uh, this particular data, suppose I just put in sales rather than anything else, it will give me a value error. That's why we put a data validation so that it selects only the value which are available. Same we can do it for VLOOKUP, but here it how it works that I wanted to show you. So the idea here is, so what does HLOOKUP do? is it looks up for a value in a horizontal fashion in a table of arrays in and we need to specify the row number from where you want to pick up those data. So if I change the lookup value from 6 to 8, it will take me to the index number 7, which is in the 8th row in the table of array. So my table of array is starting from 3. So if I see first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, 8. So 7 is the 8th row number which we are referencing to the HLOOKUP function. And in 8th row, the Jan sales was 2,500. Feb sales was 2,834, which you can see here. And for March, it is 3,316, which we can see by just changing the lookup reference. Yeah. So horizontal lookup looks up for a value in a horizontal fashion in rows. And as I showed you, if it is outside the table array, then it will give you a reference error. Okay. So similarly, as we had for VLOOKUP, you can have wildcard characters being used for looking up arrays when you're working for categories or category or text values. Yeah. So if the range lookup argument is set to false, the lookup value is set to the text string, then in this case, wildcard characters could be used. Okay. Even though if I specify the incorrect number, as I told you, it will give me a reference error as it is out of the range of the data that we have selected. So if you have selected 21th row, which is not available in this current data set, it will give me a reference error because it is out of the table array range. Yeah. So it works similarly as VLOOKUP, as I told you earlier. It will give you errors if you do not have the data being properly inputted. Yeah. And lastly, uh, you need to work within the scope of the table array which is being provided so that you get the right data. Okay. Hope I was able to make this things clear. Hope I was able to make the concept clear and you are able to understand it. Hope you like this video. Do like it, share it across with your colleagues who want to learn Excel. Uh, Comment if you want me to cover any topics within this 365 days of Excel journey. And yes, do not forget to subscribe to my channel because that's how you're going to get all these videos notification whenever I upload them on YouTube in future. And yes, your subscription will always help me in getting motivated towards creating such free content. Thank you so much.